Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining us for News 360. It's live from our News Hub studios right here at Adisawe, Kandakram. My name is Roland Walker.
And I'm Aisha Yakubu Khalid. Coming up in the bulletin this evening.
360 Headlines is brought to you by Deluxy Acrylic Paint, Heaven Insecticide Spray and Coil,
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste,
and Apa Foods.
My Life Insurance.
Delay in completing the 15.2 kilometers Oshimasi-TWEDIE Road triggers protest when President Akufo-Addo visited the area on day 2 of his Ashanti regional tour.
I also tell you how an aviation analyst says lack of maintenance culture is not a guarantee. A new presidential aircraft will function to its lifespan.
Also tonight, calls by Education Minister for Public Tertiary Institutions to allow students with grade D7 access tertiary education welcomed. We'll give you details shortly.
On the international front, Europe's BEPICOLOMBO mission returns first picture of solar system's innermost planet. And we're talking about Mercury. We'll tell you all about that on the international segment. Well, make sure you stay with us. Sports, and you also know that we're just 24 hours away to the fine finale of Ghana's Most Beautiful. We'll bring you all the latest on that as well, but you can catch us live through the DSTV channel 279 and then also TV3 Ghana on Facebook.
In the details this evening, delay in completing the 15.2 kilometers Oshimasi-TWEDIE Road triggered a protest when the president visited the area on day 2 of his Ashanti regional tour. Aggrieved residents accused the contractor of unduly delaying the project, but the contractor debunked the allegation. My colleague William Evans Inkum has put together the following report.
The president has wrapped up his second-day tour of the Ashanti region with a visit to John Agyekum Kufuor Senior High School at Ekropon and, of course, inspecting 2 major road projects in the Ashanti region. One is the Ebuakwa Tanoso Road project, which is expected to reduce traffic congestion on the N6 highway, acting as urban arterial. Reduce travel time for road users and residents along the corridor, thereby contributing to the overall improvement of development in the Ashanti region. From there, he came to the Oshimasi-TWEDIE Road, which is a 15.2 kilometer stretch. But I can tell you that the residents here are not happy. They allege that the contractor only brought his equipment to site when he heard that the president was coming.
Before 30 to 5, no, and machine nearby. What machine nearby could you add more? So, if you didn't ask Adiaba, don't free her money, if you didn't have back.
I've taken the risk to do a lot of work here. I've almost finished all the bridges on the road. I've promised you part of it. So I'm now waiting for the approval of the asphalting. Yeah, before maybe you can sit for funding and then just come and lay the asphalt. But on course, we're on course.
President continue his tour of the region tomorrow with an inspection of the Bekwai Hospital. He will also be visiting the regional hospital, that is the Sewia Regional Hospital, and will also be visiting some road projects as far as the Ashanti region is concerned. William Evans Inkum, TV3 News, Kumasi.
Now, the president, NABDAM Akufo-Addo, also says the Ghana Police Service will, by the close of this year, take delivery of extra 3,500 CCTV cameras to tackle crime across the country. Speaking at the 50th Cadet Officers graduation at the police training school right here in the capital, President Akufo-Addo added 3 alligator patrol boats have also been procured to assist the Marine Police Department patrol Ghana's waters.
The beginning of my mandate in 2017, there were 800 CCTV installations in the country for surveillance. At the end of my first term, that figure had gone up to 6,500. And by the end of the year, another 3,500 would have been added, making a total of almost 11,000 in the country. Government has strengthened the cybercrime fighting capabilities of the service through the setting up of a computer emergency response team center at the National Communications Authority. The Ministry of the Interior has procured 3 alligator silver boats to help fortify security along the country's maritime waters. This has been done in fulfillment of the pledge I made to expand and resource the Marine Police in order to help them work with the Ghana Navy to protect inter alia our offshore oil and gas installations.
Away from the presidency, aviation analyst Captain Michael Yaufoli says lack of maintenance culture is not a guarantee a new presidential aircraft will function to its lifespan. He was speaking on TV3 and 3FM's news analysis show The Key Points.
Now, if we are saying that it has technical difficulties, that worries me, because an 11-year-old aircraft in aviation terms is just a teenager. So if at 11 years is having technical problems, then we must start looking at how we maintain our aircraft. It also means that if we get a new one that we are asking for 10 years down the line, we are going to have technical challenges again. In the midst of our economic challenges, let's make do with what we have. None of these 3 arguments being used to justify buying a new presidential jet, in my opinion, is valid. If we are financially constrained, as the argument points out, then I think that the Falcon is fit for purpose.
A member of the NDC legal team, Abraham Amaleba, observed the current presidential jet is in a good condition.
This aircraft, I'm told, he may correct me, has a lifespan of 30 years. And we've just done 11, according to him. So it is a baby in the aviation industry. So why would we be citing 1 or 2 instances where it developed a fault, and based on that, we want to buy a new jet? So it is not about whether or not this plane is good or is not good. We all know that it is good. It can do the long distance travel as he has indicated. But I just think that we have a president who has a different taste altogether.
Meanwhile, Communications Director of the NPP, Yalboa Benga Samoa, believes the absence of an aircraft with capacity to deal with the president's travel is an insecurity worry.
I think at some point we must agree that somebody takes that ultimate decision, and the ultimate decision maker is the manager of the president's safety and security. And those managers are saying that we don't have an aircraft that is reliable. We don't have an aircraft that is serviceable. And so we don't have an aircraft with enough capacity to deal with the state requirements of the presidency in travel. So all these things are being said by the manager through the defense minister. Okay? So at best, I think as a nation, rather than driving the emotive processes about the economic thing, which you are saying has been exacerbated, and I agree with you.
How this has been ongoing for the last week or two. The next news week would also give an indication as to whether that decision is best justifiable. But also dominating the news is about how university admission processes could be frustrating for school leavers. Now, the long-held notion that failure to secure a place in school means a student may have failed is a phase of life they want to forget. But with educational authorities mulling over the idea of getting universities to admit students who secure a D7 or worse, now there appears to be some hope on the horizon. Komladum went to meet a student who managed to get through the hurdle and is reporting.
I remember just like it was yesterday the anxious waits for my WASSCE results some 10 years ago. It could be emotionally draining for anyone, especially if you know some subjects at the exam were not exactly pleasant to write. The period between Aram Degbe's wait for her results and when they were finally released was one to forget.
sometimes people circulate false news. You can be there and then someone will tell you the results are in. You go and then you check and then it's all lies. So sometimes you panic, sometimes you are scared.
She had scored grades her elder brother was not enthused about, including an E8. Aram would not be admitted into the nation's premier university to read her chosen course because of her grades.
The results were even released on my birthday. My brother called me and then he mentioned my results, and then the first thing he said was, "I'm disappointed in you." So I cried. In social studies, I was expecting an A or a B, but I had C4. So I was wondering where I went wrong, because I remember I even finished a long time before they even took the papers. And in literature, I had an E8 in literature.
The several other thousands of students who failed to secure grades between A1 and C6 either had to look elsewhere or consider a remedial exams.
I wanted to study languages, French, Spanish, and maybe political science or linguistics. But I had a B2 in French, and then they take A1 and B2 for people who want to study French. But I didn't meet the cutoff point, so my course was changed. They gave me a different course, which is psychology, philosophy, and classics.
Education Minister Dr. Yao Osei Educhum wants reforms to reflect the current developments for universities in Ghana.
For many students who are transitioning from the senior high school level to the tertiary level across the country, for many years were required to secure passes in at least 6 subjects. These 6 subjects were made up of some core subjects and then those subjects which are program specific. So for example, those who wanted to pursue courses in medicine, in pharmacy, biomedical sciences and any other science related courses were required to secure passes in a number of subjects.
You got to begin to look at your programs. More diploma programs, so that all those students sitting at home with D7 will find a place in your institution. And then, of course, after that, they can go to work. And if they want to continue, they can continue. So we shouldn't see D7 as a barrier.
Educationist with Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asari, believes these reforms are better late than never.
If I want to go and do BA Arts, specializing in linguistics, let's say French, and you say that I need a minimum of C6 in mathematics, among others, it doesn't make sense, because there is virtually no correlation between French and a D7 in mathematics. One will not be able to make it to any university if they have a D7 in mathematics. It doesn't make sense. In fact, D7 is a pass according to the assessment body.
He wants the universities to make these admissions labor market specific, and this will require a policy direction spearheaded by the Education Ministry.
But if we make it omnibus, and for instance, we keep training a lot of marketing students when we know that it's challenging to find jobs of marketing graduates in Ghana, then it means that you are relaxing the admission requirements, but you are producing graduates that will not likely find a place. So it is important for us to approach the D7 issue with tact.
For the students, this is welcome change. But for education managers, it's more than just a policy reform.
That one there by my colleague Komladum. Now, he's one of the 10,000 Nation Builders Corps recruits posted to the Ghana Revenue Authority to assist in rent tax collection. Moses, not his real name, shares his story and journey so far on the NAPCO program with our reporter, Sarah Paku.
With a diploma in telecommunication from the Ghana Communication Technology University, Moses, an employee of a financial institution, had been laid off during the banking sector cleanup. He resorted to petty trading until his enrollment onto the Nation Builders Corps program in 2018. He tells me he has acquired more knowledge and skills in the 3 years of being on the program, but not sure what the future holds for him.
I've spent 3 years working for government and with the hope of getting a permanent job. And so with all this sacrifice, if I'm to go home, it's going to affect me a lot. What next is not yet officially communicated to us, so we are still waiting to hear from government.
For Moses, who was paid 1,500 cedis, aside allowances at the bank, life has not been easy with his 700 cedis NABCO monthly allowance, which is still in arrears.
It has been delayed for 3 months, 2 months, and then recently 2 months was paid. So currently I'm in arrears with 1 month. Looking at the amount being received, it's just, let me say, hand to mouth. Taking your transportation out, your rent out, you have nothing to invest.
97,000 personnel under 7 modules were recruited for the first batch of the NABCO program. According to government, 50% of beneficiaries will be permanently employed in either the public or private sectors.
We are facing job crisis. So at the end of the day, if they have acquired the prerequisite requirement and they are left to retrograde back to their previous unemployed state, then I would say it will be quite unfortunate. We are solid to hold the government accountable after the expiration of the term of the contract.
The leadership of the coalition says it would be traumatic if government fails to fulfill its promise.
Trainees would be psychologically traumatized because they have been engaged, and at the end of the program, you ask them to go home with the experiences that they have acquired. When such happens, then what is the significance behind the NABCO program?
The program, which enrolled almost 100,000 graduates in 2018, is in its 3rd year, where some trainees in the first batch would be exiting. Government has assured 50% of them permanent employment. But what becomes of those who are not fortunate enough? Sarah Apenkropaku, TV3 News, Accra.
Other stories. The leader of the NDC's legal team, Abraham Amaleba, says the party is hopeful its members of parliament who are currently before court over various allegations challenging their eligibility will be vindicated. 2 NDC MPs for Jomoro and Asin North are currently in court over such allegations challenging their citizenship.
Courts are on recess. Fortunately for us, the courts are resuming on the 4th of October, that's Monday. So when the courts resume on Monday, most of the cases will be starting around the 15th October, 18th October, and that is when there will be action again in those cases. We think that we have a strong case. In Techima South, we think that our parliamentary candidate won that seat outright. So we adduce evidence to support that. In all the cases, we are optimistic that the courts will do justice. Because the matter is in court, I do not want to go into details. But on our side as NDC, we are sure of the evidence available to us to be able to ensure that we retain those seats.
From the NDC, let's move to the NPP, where General Secretary of the party, John Boadu, has commended constituency and regional executives of the party in the Savannah region for working hard to increase the fortunes of the party in the region. According to him, the party's performance in the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections was unprecedented.
The Savannah region is the first out of the 16 regions in the country to hold its regional annual delegate conference. Addressing the conference, National Secretary of the party, John Boadu, praised the executives for their hard work in the 2020 general elections that saw the party win 3 seats. He assured the party will strengthen the communications unit to break the 8.
The party has recognized that, and we are reinvigorating our communication team. Very soon the party will come to the regions and the constituency, do an audit of our communicators and make sure that they are well resourced in order for them to be able to respond to some of these propaganda that the NDC churn out almost every day.
On his part, the Savannah Regional Minister, Said Jibril, appealed to conference to support the confirmation processes of all municipal and district chief executives in the region.
To bear with the president that he has done the best for us, And let's come together, not with the MMDCEs. At the end of the day, is development we want in the Savannah region. The first two we did yesterday, we scored 100% in each of the districts. And we want to replicate safe in the rest of the 5 districts that are left.
Land and Natural Resources Minister Samuel Abujinapo was optimistic the party will break the 8-year political party rule.
We have to break the 8 with unity, and we have to break the 8 with oneness of purpose, and we have to break the 8 with fighting hard and fighting for every political space. And God willing, today the Savannah region is prepared under the able leadership of Professor California to contribute this quota once again in 2024 for the new patriotic party.
And the ruling MPP has also commenced a nationwide exercise of compiling a fresh register and the issuance of new membership cards across its 38,000 polling stations across the country. Now, this is part of the party's restructuring and also reorganization efforts. In the Efija-Kwabre South constituency, they have set a target to register averagely 200 members in each of the 197 polling stations in the constituency.
We believe that the future of our party depends on the registration. So I will make special appeal to police station executives, constituency officers, that if they really want us to break the 8, then we need to take this exercise seriously. Youth who have attained the age of 18 years and believe in the philosophy of MPP should also take advantage of this process to register their names so that they can also become a card-bearing members of our great party MPP.
The exercise has been very successful. We've even registered more than that. The process is still going. So we've had some polling stations even registering more than 300 people, which is very good. So I think we will even exceed our targets. We registered about 999,000. But for MPP during the elections, we had about 56,000. So we are even expecting that 56,000. So far the number is encouraging.
And now, legal practitioner Abraham Amaliba is suggesting that government gives accreditation to the various faculties of law to be accredited to run the professional law certificate course. In an interview with TV3, he said the reason for the mass failures is because the Ghana Law School has limited space to accommodate the numbers.
2,034 LLB candidates who sat for the 2021-2022 academic year Ghana School of Law entrance exams out of the 2,824 students from the various law faculties across the country who sat for the exams. Only 790 of them passed, representing approximately 28%, while the failure represents 72%. But for legal practitioner Abraham Amaliba, the solution is to credit various faculties to run the professional law course.
I think that the problem has to do with access. We have so many faculties of law, but only one law school. So it's like a pyramid form. And so you all go and crash there. One suggestion I will make is that let's accredit the faculty of laws. So for instance, Mount Crest have a faculty of law. Just ensure that they have a school of law. Legon has a faculty of law. Accredit them to have a school of law. Cape Coast has a school of law. Accredit them to have, so that once you just finish, you just go to their school of law. That for me is the best way to address the issue of access than having a cutoff and say they are failed, but they go to Gambia and then they train and come back and you call them to the same bar. But don't also forget that when they go to Gambia, they pay fees as foreign students. These monies could have been paid and they would have been remaining in Ghana for the use of this government.
In 2020, 1,042 students were admitted into the Ghana School of Law. This follows the uproar and demonstrations by concerned students following the mass failure in the 2019 entrance examination. In 2019, of the nearly 1,820 prospective students who sat for the exams, only 128 passed.
Now, the governing New Patriotic Party has downplayed allegations of influence by regional ministers in the ongoing confirmation processes of various MMDCEs. Concerns have been raised over the presence of regional ministers in the ongoing exercises as a means of ensuring the approval of the nominees. MPP Director of Communications, Yaobwa, however, disagrees with the suggestions of influence peddling.
Regional ministers have always been part of this process. Ever since I've been aware and I've been participated in governance, regional ministers have always been around when they could afford to be there. And when a regional minister is not available, you tend to have government ministers of different levels being assigned to do it. Deputy ministers, other ministers who are available. So they are the government. They are part of the process. And they are the first level of accountability for the assemblies. They coordinate the activities of the assemblies. Their planning process is passed through them. Their oversight is through them. And sometimes even you recall that where you have a problem with a particular place, the regional ministers are assigned to act until a new one is appointed. So it is not strange at all that they are part of it. They are an integral part of the local governance process.
He has, however, condemned the violence witnessed at some confirmation centers.
There's been an outright rejection in one place where you get below 50% on the first ballot, and that there are a couple of places where they have gone beyond 50% but couldn't make it on the first ballot and will go back. And so I expect in those places that having not made it the first time, when you go back, you make sure that the right thing is done in the sense of engaging even more with the people you are going to work with. I believe Yendi has been resolved and now he's been confirmed. And that's the kind of approach we want to see. So we are happy. We hope that there are one or two places where there are rejections don't become extreme. And yesterday we mentioned what we saw in Swaman. We are very disappointed as a political party. We don't want violence associated with this process in any way.
Still on the NPP, Upper East Regional Chairman for the party, lawyer Anthony Anamo, has denied accusations he influenced government appointees during the confirmation vote for the DCE for NABDAM Agnes Anamo. On Thursday, September 30, a misunderstanding ensued between members of the NPP after the president's nominee for DCE, Agnes Anamo, failed to get the nod.
I want to put on record that the allegations contained in that story is a total falsehood. I have never asked anybody not to confirm a nomination. Indeed, and in fact, I had met the assembly members, both appointed and elected, and had spoken to them on phone individually. And my statement was that they should do their best and confirm the present nominations. As the regional minister maintained in his speech, the assembly members individually and collectively may not be very happy with the nomination, but the president had a team that went through and recommended their nomination.
And our three municipal and district chief executive nominees for West Gonja Municipal, North and Central Gonja District Assemblies in the Savannah region have each received 100% endorsement by the assembly members. All three confirmed MMDCEs promise to run an open administration to influence the development of their jurisdictions.
The nominee for North Gonja District in the Savannah region, Adam Eliasu Bawa, was first to be confirmed in the region. He is among three MMDCEs renominated by President Akufo-Addo from the region. Eliasu Bawa polled 22 out of 22 assembly members present. At Damango, all 17 assembly members voted yes to confirm Musa Karim Kusubari. On Saturday, October 2, Central Gonja District Chief Executive nominee Salia Kamara polled 43 yes votes, representing 100%. Savannah Regional Minister called for consultation with stakeholders in various assemblies.
In other news tonight, 3 media general personalities and 1 program were awarded at the 4th Ghana Outstanding Women Awards SCOA. Portia Gabor and the Lady Circle were among scores of awards presented at the 2021 edition.
The Ghana Outstanding Woman Award, GOA, was established to celebrate women achievers. The fourth edition saw multiple award-winning broadcast journalist Portia Gabo being awarded for her impactful reportage that have over the years brought attention and smile to many vulnerable people. The brand Media General also grabbed Outstanding Woman Empowerment TV show with Ladies Circle, 3 music hosts Ajua Nuela as Outstanding Woman Model and the reigning GMB Queen Nadede Botri taking Outstanding Beauty Queen. Outstanding Woman in Health went to the wife of dancehall king Stoneboy, Dr. Louisa, with Miss Debbie winning Social Influencer.
We as public figures can only use our mediums to do the right things. We as public figures are obligated to speak up. We as public figures are obligated to influence the right cause. Please, I'm honored to win this award, and I dedicate this to my father for not shutting me down as a woman. This is to the president. Fix the country. Thank you.
Media personality Dolores Frimpong Manso, aka Delay, won the coveted Outstanding Woman of the Year award. She was earlier adjudged the television personality and woman entrepreneur. Other award categories were Shiro of the Year, Outstanding Woman, Social Community, Young Woman Entrepreneur, Woman in Music, Fashion Designer, Innovation and Invention. The event saw 2 members of the famous Prayer performing songs that swept queens off their feet.
Great stuff. Congratulations to all the winners.
To all of them, actually. Lady Circles, we're talking in our Media General itself, and then also our own Portia
Gabo, as well as Nadede, and all of the women. We're doing great stuff out there. Congratulations to you all. You're watching News 360. Return with more news. Please stay with us.
Interview Zoom right here in my house. Hey!
Look up there. Why are you using inferior pen?
It was a mistake. I no check.
Acrobat 2. I'm going to knock you out.
I know, sir.
You deserve quality.
Don't make mistakes. Stop.
You did the right thing.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint champion.
I love football. Football can be a dirty game, on or off the pitch. Even when I'm trying to score at a party, stains find a way of tracking me down. But I don't worry at all, because I have Cleansoft. Use new Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, a unique formula with active ingredients and enzymes that gets rid of all stubborn stains and leaves your clothes smelling wonderful.
Cleansoft, my favorite.
Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, clean all.
Welcome back. The cost of cyber crimes might reach some $6 trillion this year. Now, this is according to the World Economic Forum, far outweighs Ghana's GDP and is equivalent to the 3rd largest GDP in the world. Communications Minister Esla Owusu-Ekufo, who revealed this at the launch of the Cyber Security Month and the Cyber Security Authority in Accra, urged companies and individuals to be cyber security conscious.
The increasing reliance on the internet and information communication technology has led to increased cybersecurity incidents such as ransomware, cyber thefts, banking fraud, cyber espionage, blackmail, and hacking and other cyber attacks targeted at critical information infrastructure.
The damage caused by cybercrime might reach $6 trillion this year, which will be equivalent to the GDP. It far outstrips Ghana's GDP and is equivalent to the GDP of the 3rd largest economy according to the World Economic Forum Global Risk Report 2020. It's therefore noteworthy that we are taking baby steps towards safeguarding our cyber ecosystem.
Ghana has one of the highest rates of cybercrime in the world, and the crime cuts across all sectors of the economy.
We've heard from the financial sector, we've heard from the energy sector. Every other sector which is digitalizing is at risk of cyber attack, and that means all of us. Cyber attacks against critical information infrastructure has been rated the 5th top risk in 2020, according to the World Economic Forum.
This growth in crime has warranted a government response with policies specifically to address the cyberspace. Sector Minister Eslewusu Ekufu, at the launch of the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, spoke about the impact of the passage of the cybersecurity legislation on the country's fight against the crime.
And that is what has resulted in our ranking as 3rd in Africa on the ITU Cybersecurity Index and 43rd globally with a score of 86.69%.
The launch coincided with the launch of the newly established Cybersecurity Authority.
It is impressive how you have framed cybersecurity issues not only as a security issue, but also a developmental issue for that matter. You have done this through a bipartisan approach. Once again, a bipartisan approach, and I commend you for bringing all parties on board on this developmental agenda.
Speakers at the 2021 Transform Africa Youth Conference have charged young people to take responsibility over their personal development and shun all forms of unproductive activities. According to them, the youth should keep in mind their role as future leaders and act as such to make the world a better place.
The Young Professionals and Youth Coalition Transform Conference 2021 brought together industry players in various fields and the youth across Africa to network and create opportunities.
Instead of hunting jobs, we want you to be job creators. That's why we are exposing young entrepreneurs to you. But we are not here to spoon feed anybody. That is what young people should know, that the system is not here to put food in your mouth. You have to work, find, think, and use something with your mind and your heart and create something for yourself and others.
Various speakers advised the youth to be innovative and passionate about their personal branding.
What does your name carry? When we mention your name at certain places, what do people say? It is value and it is equity. These things you cannot buy with money. They are things that you have built for yourself and it is non-transferable.
Who I was perhaps 15 years ago is not who I am today. So it's a journey, and it's a journey that requires courage. The courage to continuously self-assess, self-evaluate, self-analyze, and make the necessary changes.
The youth were encouraged to take part in entrepreneurship.
It doesn't happen in a day. Nobody builds a business in a year. It takes time. But if you take time and build a business over 3 years, 4 years, by the time you actually let the business go, it's ready to really stand on its own. So yes, we believe that entrepreneurship is the way forward.
Host of TV3's New Day Morning Show, Johnny Hughes, was presented with the Komaladumo Award as Africa's role model in journalism and media excellence for his outstanding journalism and excellence in media empowerment.
The future of our country belongs to the young people of this country. And if the young people are not brought around the table to co-produce the kind of future that they envisage and the kind of future that they want to live in, then it would become a disaster. I don't want that to happen, which is why every morning and at every opportunity, I would sound a wake-up call to all the young people to know and recognize that the future belongs to you. Take charge of it, take your place, and rise to the occasion.
The 12th Transformation Africa Conference and Africa Role Model Awards was on the theme Transforming Africa, the role of African youth.
Well, congratulations to Johnny Hughes there. But also moving on, the Ghana National Gas Company has announced a planned maintenance shutdown of its processing plant at ATUABO in the Western region. This, according to the company, is to allow engineers to undertake the routine maintenance on the facility to help maintain and also improve its capacity of continuous productivity, as well as ensuring it has a long lifespan.
A statement issued by the company on Friday, October 1, noted
The shutdown was to have taken 48 days, but key stakeholders, including Talu Oil, ENI, Volta River Authority and MLE, have put in place measures to have it last 14 days. The statement added that during the maintenance shutdown, there will be an installation of high-integrity pressure protection system and maintenance work on the replacement of small bore piping and heater exchanger cleaning. There will also be the replacement of damaged product coolers, replacement of defective valves, and the recalibration of all our safety critical equipment, including pressure safety valves. The Ghana National Gas Company added that the maintenance will enhance the operationability and reliability of aid processing and transportation.
And in Tema, the regional chapter of the Association of Ghana Industries says businesses are struggling to keep afloat as rising freight rates for heavily import-dependent companies is affecting their cost of production. Regional Chairman Dr. George Dawson Amwa says the current situation is compelling them to cut down costs and lay workers off.
Dr. George Dawson Amwa was speaking at the annual general meeting of the Tema Regional Chapter of Association of Ghana Industries. He stressed that the cost of importation of raw materials to feed the industries and the clearance costs have caused a spike in the production.
Freight charges have gone up about 300%. And, you know, getting these freight charges actually going up automatically affects your production costs, because when you get a cargo, cost of the cargo, the cost and CIF will be higher.
George Dawson Amwa, who is also the executive secretary of the Cement Manufacturers Association, said another worrying factor most of the companies encounter is the cost of power. The National Association entreated members to take advantage of several government interventions to bounce back.
Besides the reliefs from government in the space of the CAP support, the Obatampa support, the various reliefs that government has rolled out, we should deliberately make efforts to tap into it to support our various businesses and communities as well.
A principal state attorney, Ifwa Sapon, educated participants on the new Company Act 2019 at 992.
The International Labour Organization SCORE Ghana Project Coordinator Samuel Onomai-Siedu says it is crucial to have local ownership at a time when the training program has entered its fourth phase. He explains the purpose of engaging lead buyers is primarily to get them to sponsor training programs for small and medium-scale enterprises and other actors that fall within the value chain.
International Labour Organization Sustaining Competitive and Responsible Enterprises SCORE program has been very supportive in training SMEs. National Project Coordinator Samuel Onomai-Siedu noted it is crucial to have local ownership of the training program as it enters the fourth phase.
To some extent, not reaching out to a number of the enterprises that need these services. In the next phase of the training, we are looking at going countrywide. Currently, SCORE training is being delivered in just 2 regions of Ghana. We are in the western and Greater Accra region.
Deputy Director at the Management Development and Productivity Institute, Bernice Ej, assured her outfit is ready and will continue to train as many SMEs as possible to help them enhance and improve their productivity.
There are so many enterprises that are waiting to be part of this training. They really need it. What the awareness that we are creating is that employers must be able to enhance their employees' training so that they can do a better job, and through that the productivity will be increased.
Team lead for hospitality coaching, Dr. Joseph Mensah, observes cutting costs amid the pandemic is key for profitability.
When you cannot increase profits,
your alternative is reduce costs. So we are trying to let them reduce costs as much as possible and also get staff to be efficient and be hospitable, offer quality service. Let them know that they are part of the service production and that customers are looking for a service and not the product. Because if it's food, they come to a restaurant, they can cook in their house, but they come to a restaurant to be served.
Already, about 350 enterprises have received SCORE training and still counting.
Now, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, has served notice to go hard on individuals and institutions that ignore management of hazardous waste. And Executive Director Dr. Henry Kwabena Kokofu said the EPA will not shield anyone whose activities pollute the environment.
The Hazardous and Electronic Waste Control and Management Act 2016, Act 917, provides for the control, management and disposal of hazardous waste, electrical and electronic waste, and for related purposes that are harmful to the environment. Over the years, electronic waste described as hazardous to human health due to the presence of some harmful chemicals such as mercury, lead, and lithium have been handled in wrong ways. The Environmental Protection Agency, in enforcing its mandate in making the environment safe for all, has collaborated with Excellent Waste Management to acquire an electronic waste collection truck for use by the sector. The truck is the first of 10 to be acquired for the project.
The Environmental Protection Agency is in the position to spearhead and indeed lead the fight against environmental pollution. Indeed, it's quite interesting that what has been a bane for all of us as a country in terms of waste, it has the potential to become wealth. So the circular economy is what we seek to practicalize. That is what we want to put application to knowledge and authority.
The EPA, he noted, will be firm in executing its mandate. E-waste collected will be recycled at the Ghana Cleaner Production Center in Tema.
Well, we have to go for a break, and then when we come back, we'll tell you about how we have a new lawyer in the house, and Aniela is up with sports.
UMB Speed Up presents 10 steps to stay safe. If you can, stay home. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water. Keep alcohol-based hand sanitizer close for frequent use. If you must go out, maintain a safe distance of at least 1 meter from the next person. Cough or sneeze with your mouth and nose covered with tissue, or bend your elbow while doing so. Avoid handshakes or hugs. Keep a mental note of people you have come into contact with or places you've been to. Avoid touching your face with unwashed hands. Drink a lot of fluids and boost your immune system with fruits and vegetables. Bank whenever, wherever with UMB Speed Up. UMB Speed Up. Digibank. Let's go.
The groom is sick.
What?
Malaria.
Malaria. Lufat. Lufat.
Injeja woman malaria and kawon to them. Lufat, a malaria drop a cope.
And now you may kiss the bride.
Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center. And I Lufat. Lufat, a 2 malaria sententem.
FDA, I say, it didn't crack way. I just say,
sports segment is brought to you by
Kel Kids Toothpaste, Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG.
It's time for sports on News 360. I am Aniela Alote. We begin with the Prudential Life 3FM Fat to Fit Challenge, which was launched today at the head office of the Prudential Life Insurance Ghana in partnership with 3FM. Now, the 60-day fitness challenge is aimed at helping participants lose weight naturally.
The one-hour exercise, which started and ended with aerobics at the Prudential Life head office, was aimed at improving the health of participants. The exercise was also used as an avenue to create a bond between listeners and staff of 3FM, a subsidiary of Media General. Winfred Affle is the Chief Operating Officer at Media General Limited.
We know all the challenges that we are having with COVID, and people are working from home and all that. So most people are not burning out the calories they need to burn. So I would encourage you, all the participants, to please take up this challenge. Please let's follow the rules and lay down procedure that will help us be in shape. Sometimes it's difficult. I'm a Banku person, so sometimes it's very difficult for me, but we'll try. So please let's enjoy the whole journey and let's be able to commit that we are going to make it happen.
The CEO of Fat to Fit, Akoto de Gross, encouraged the public to take advantage of the challenge.
All tastes, I believe, small, you can acquire it. And then once you have in your mind what you want, if you are desperate for the change, you make it happen. So please, try not to make too much excuses. They say excuses are for those who are weak. And I know we are all strong, right? Sometimes you will get hunger spikes, drink water, and tell yourself that I'll do this. You have to talk to yourself a lot. That's what I did. And thankfully, I've come this.
Experts and trainers of the challenge will take participants through a climbing section, body stretches, aerobics, and healthy eating habits. Some of the participants shared their experience.
Like they said, I think dedication and consistency. You can't start and stop. When you start and you stop, it gets worse.
It was really intense because I wasn't really exercising, so coming here was helping me lose weight. My mother, because I saw her lose a lot of weight, and my little sister too. She's like some bionic baby.
I want to lose 18 kg.
Wow. Fat to fit, lose weight the right way.
We proceed to round 7 of the English Premier League. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have to contend with a stalemate at Old Trafford as Anthony Martial's goal was countered by Everton's Andros Townsend's efforts. Points were also shared in a goalless draw between Brighton and Arsenal. Meanwhile, Chelsea rise to the top of the table following a 3-1 victory over Southampton at the Stamford Bridge.
Trevor Chalobah puts Chelsea in front. His second goal for Chelsea in the opening 10 minutes. Rudiger's got past ball press.
For instance, Ghana, we cannot enforce all the checklists. I mean, how many stadiums do have VIP lunch? How many stadiums do have medical areas and all of that? But we have a minimum requirement they have to meet. When we come for this minimum requirement, there are 1 or 2 things. If it is not in place at that moment, it can be given a conditional approval.
Okay.
When that is given, then you are put under spot check, inspection, and monitoring.
Spot check?
Spot check, inspection, and monitoring. And let me say this. Ghana as a country is even under spot check, inspection, and monitoring. So in our matches in the World Cup qualifier, CAF, FIFA monitors to see that, okay, you said your pitch is quality, is green, it's up to standard. In your game, was it really up to standard? You understand? So under the infrastructure criteria, you're supposed to own your stadium. Own your stadium. That is the first option. But FIFA gives us the laxity when it comes to club license, and that we should apply common sense.
Right. That will be all for sports this evening. I am Aniela Aluti. Up next is entertainment news.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Puma Drinks. Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Puma Drinks.
Well, I have one of the 2 beautiful women I want to win Ghana's most beautiful. So Safwa came and now left with Dr. Seto.
I'm fine, thank you.
Hi, Seto from the Volta region. Take it away.
Okay. Hello, good evening. My name is Seto from the Volta region. Let's settle for the entertainment news now. The Upper East region last won Ghana's most beautiful in 2014, WEDAGA has the honors responsibility of recapturing the GMB crown to bring back glory to her region. The native of Navongo told Naftali Ba she would cause a major upset at the grand finale.
For the 4th time in a row, the Upper East region is at the GME finals. Princess Dinah WEDAGA has been a great cultural ambassador, marketing and updating viewers on tourist sites and the beautiful culture of people of the Upper East region.
The crocodiles of my region do not just symbolize the souls of the great people of Paga, but stand to portray that love is the greatest of all, and we must promote love.
Throughout this journey, I have represented the great people and diverse cultural heritage of the region of sunshine and of rocks, the Upper East region. I have stood for that hallmark that people call it not, but we call it home. I have represented that beautiful people.
To the 22-year-old, it has always been her desire to become a beauty queen.
So the idea of contesting Ghana's most beautiful has always been a passion. It has been a dream come true since I was a kid. I've always had the aspirations of becoming a beauty queen. And I went in line with Ghana's most beautiful because I love my roots, I love my people. My people inspire me, and I have always yearned to have a voice of change, a voice to impact lives.
The 3rd-year student of the University of Ghana stands tall as the most decorated contestants, winning a total of 5 awards. This, she said, has helped to rediscover her potentials.
And I must say that I have rediscovered myself, first of all. I have really, I've rediscovered who Princess Diana WEDAGA Ayungu is. I'm a passionate person who yearns for change, who yearns to impact lives. And I've learned to tolerate people. I didn't know that I had that level of tolerance, trust me.
Princess Dinah WEDAGA does not only want to win the prestigious crown, but also to impact lives and to serve as an inspiration to hundreds of young ladies in the Upper East region.
The important thing among all other things is even if you wear the crown and you do not impact lives, you have done nothing. Because Ghana's most beautiful seeks to impact lives. It seeks to empower that young lady, that fierce woman, to become a better person in society. So at the end, that is the goal.
WEDAGA hopes being in the final would urge her on to push harder to win the converted crown for the region. The grand finale of the Ghana's Most Beautiful is scheduled to come on Sunday, October 3, 2021 at the National Theatre in Accra.
We wish the radiant WEDAGA the very best, and that's it for entertainment.
Settle, the finale is tomorrow. How prepared are you?
I'm putting my heart out there. I think I'm pretty prepared.
And we can't wait to watch that. And all of the other contestants are very ready as well. 6 girls, that's the cash, the car, as well as the crown, and the bragging rights of being Ghana's most beautiful 2021. That's it for News 360 this evening. My name is Aisha Yakubu Hali.
And mine is Roland Walker. Have a great evening. Make sure you stick and stay right on the channel after the news.
Break these chains on my wrist. Set me free, set me free. This battle must be fought. Courageous like our forefathers. Wokuma pima pimbeba. Call our ancestors to fight with us. This is a war we have to win. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awa wetu. Akwa banayafi. Awa wetu. Akwa banayafi. We are kings and queens in a motherland, oppressed and abused in a white man's land. Nowhere is like home. Know that if you from Ghana to Senegal, no matter where they took you, remember the way back home and never forget we are